Good evening. In exactly 60 hours from now, the greatest democratic exercise on the planet will begin. The Indian general election, the election to choose the next Lok Sabha. Tonight on this show, we are going to be focused on the 130 seats of southern India. If elections were to be held today, which way will South India vote? This is the largest pre-poll exercise of its kind undertaken ever. It is through the Neta app. We have tied up here at CNN News 18 with the Neta app, where we have real-time voter opinion across all the 543 constituencies across this country. But on this show, we're going to be focused on southern India. So what are the big numbers from South India? Which way is the voter of South India poised at this moment? We'll start with the state of Andhra Pradesh. Simultaneous assembly and parliamentary elections in Andhra Pradesh. So 25 seats in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Which way is it likely to swing? Is it going to be Jagan Mohan Reddy or is it going to be the TDP? The TDP is down to single digits out of 25. Remember, they got 17 in 2014, the first election that happened in divided Andhra Pradesh. Jagan Mohan Reddy's YSR Congress is all set to sweep the state of Andhra Pradesh. The fan symbol is expected to sweep Andhra Pradesh with 19 seats. The wind is clearly blowing in favor of the fan symbol and the YSR Congress. 19 out of 25. The Congress 0 in a state where it had substantial foothold in United Andhra Pradesh. Today the Congress is reduced to 0. The BJP also 0. No seats for the BJP or the Congress, the two national parties. 19 out of 25 for the YSR Congress. Jagan Mohan Reddy set to take the mantle from his father. 10 years ago, his father, Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy, got 34 out of 42 seats, enabling Manmohan Singh to come back to power for a second term. Could Jagan Reddy be the X factor? Because remember, he's a potential BJP ally. He's a potential NDA constituent. Could he swing this election once again in favor of Mr. Modi? That's the big state of Andhra Pradesh, 25 seats. Let's constituent. Could he swing this election once again in favor of Mr. Modi? That's the big state of Andhra Pradesh, 25 seats. Let's go to neighbouring Telangana, 17 seats. The winter assembly elections, TRS getting 90 seats in the assembly, two-thirds majority. The momentum continues in favour of the TRS. 15 out of 17 seats going to the TRS. Remember, at the height of the statehood movement in the 2014 election, TRS got 11. They're doing 4 better this time. 15 out of 17 for the TRS. 1 for the Congress, 1 for the MIM, which is Hyderabad, Asduddin Owaisi's seat. The BJP had 1 seat last time. They're set to lose that 1 seat. So that's the state of Telangana. Again, TRS is another potential BJP ally, potential NDA constituent. Let's go now further south to the state of Tamil Nadu. Big state, the 4th biggest in the country, 39 seats, big alliances on both sides. You've got the AIDMK plus, 12 seats for the AIDMK plus, but that is down 27. Remember, in the last elections when Jayalalitha was alive, they got 37 out of 39. The DMK plus drew a blank last time. They're expected to get 21. And therein there is a story, because the DMK is doing far better than its allies, the Congress or the other smaller parties. The DMK expected to get 17 out of the 20 seats it's contesting in. The entire alliance, the DMK plus, expected to get 21. Here, a big surprise here. This is the Neta app number, not CNN News 18's number. Certainly, I don't subscribe to this number of the AMMK getting 6 seats. This is TTV Dinakaran's party. But like I said, that's what the Neta app is saying. We'll see how those numbers play out on the 23rd of May. Let's go to the state of Kerala. Big talking point this, especially after Rahul Gandhi's decision to contest from a 2nd seat in Wayanad. The UDF is sweeping the state of Kerala. 15 out of 20 for the UDF, just 5 seats for the LDF, and the BJP, which was hoping to open its account on the back of the Sabarimala agitation, still no luck. They'll have to wait another 5 years, according to the Neta app, to open their account in God's own country. And finally, the state of Karnataka, 28 seats, a substantial chunk. Congress and JDS in alliance, in power in that state, and yet it's the BJP that is expected to do better than the alliance. The BJP is expected to get 16 out of 28 seats. Remember, in 2014, the BJP got 17. So they're doing as well, just one seat less compared to 2014. The Congress, JDS, the Gathbandhan in Karnataka, 12 seats, just one better than last time. So that's how the state of Karnataka is playing out. Let me now go across to our guests. We've got Vivek Reddy of the BJP, Shama Mohammed of the Congress, A. Saravanan of the DMK, Sanjay Baru, resident commentator here at CNN News 18, veteran journalist, and Surjit Balla, also resident commentator here at CNN News 18 and chairman of Oxus Investment. Let me start with you, Dr. Baru. I'll start with, the states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh, out of 25, 19 to Jagan. Everybody expects Jagan Mohan Reddy to do well, but are you surprised by the extent of the sweep in the YSRCP's favor?
No, I'm not surprised. I think, even on earlier occasions, I've been saying this on your channel, that both in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, I think the voters' decision had been made up quite some time back. In Telangana, if you recall, I was absolutely bang on as far as assembly also was concerned. I think in Andhra Pradesh, I've been saying for the last 6-7 months that Mr. Chandrababu Naidu's popularity has been going down, and Jagan has benefited from it. I think the story in both states is that the BJP probably has chosen to allow these two regional parties to mop up the anti-incumbency in Andhra Pradesh and the pro-incumbency in Telangana. So the BJP is not really picking up anything in those states. But overall, from what you're saying, I think we're going to look at the lowest representation in a long time for the left in the country. If in Kerala they're going to get only 5, and in Bengal we know that unlikely to get very much there. So the Sitaram Yechuri line may come under some kind of pressure from those who felt that going with the Congress or being soft on the Congress was not the right way to promote the interests of the left.
All right, Surjit Balla, just a quick word on Andhra and Telangana. And the reason why this is important is because if you add up both of those states, that's a whopping share of 42 seats, out of which Jagan is expected to get 19 out of 25 in Andhra Pradesh, and the TRS expected to get 15 out of 17. That adds up to about 34-35 seats out of 42. Both of them are potential BJP allies. Do you reckon that could be the significant game changer as far as the national picture is concerned?
No, I don't think so. But I do think both the results are very important, because Andhra Pradesh, the unified Andhra Pradesh, was a major bastion of the Congress party, and it has been reduced to 0 seats in both of them. And I think, this brings into more question. BJP, as you rightly said, is not a contender there. Balu is absolutely right. They've had a hands-off attitude. Let these guys fight it out. And both of them are potential allies. Whether these seats matter or not for the NDA, in terms of garnering 272 seats, it certainly helps. And if you take the worst case scenario that most opinion polls have now, which is something like 210, 220, this certainly helps the BJP or the NDA reach 272.
Okay, so to that extent, this is important. Let me get a word in from Shama Mohammed, because I think Dr. Surjit Balla is right, and Dr. Baru also referred to this. United Andhra Pradesh, before you decided and your government decided to bifurcate the state, in 2004 you had 29 out of 42. In 2009, and this is part of Dr. Baru's book, you had 34 out of 42, in a way that Manmohan Singh said, and I quote, that it's because of Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy that he got a second term. You've got 0 in Andhra Pradesh this time around and 1 in Telangana. Surely, at least now, after 2 elections, 2014 was one, 2019 is another one, you should accept, Shama Mohammed, that bifurcating United Andhra Pradesh was arguably a suicidal thing for the Congress party to do. You shot yourself in the foot by doing that.
See, I I'm not going to say anything like that, Zaka, because there are certain people who had aspirations. The people of Telangana had aspirations about having a separate state. There were reasons for that. They've been ignored. And we, in fact, fulfilled those aspirations. And another thing, very important thing is for the state of Andhra Pradesh, we promised that we would give the special status. So all these things have been done by us, you know. I mean, we have promised, and if we come back to power,
you are not getting a single seat in that state.
Which we have.
I mean, aspirations, yes, but the
see,
Congress party is not getting any
Yeah.
political benefit because of that. Not for one, but two elections now.
Yeah, let me come into that. See, these polls, the polls can say one thing. Always, we have different polls. Now, the sample size of the poll, we do not know what is the sample size. Who is conducting the poll? Sometimes these polls are biased. I mean, I was on another channel where the person who is doing the poll, he himself mentioned that the polls can be biased. So the polls can be biased. So I don't go, or the Congress party does not go with these polls. You know, whatever happens in these polls, we go with the ground reality. And this time, I'm sure we're going to do much better than the last two times in Andhra Pradesh. I mean, with what we see at the ground level with our own workers and our own cadres. And also, let's not forget, this is a Lok Sabha election and this is not an assembly election. So the Lok Sabha is what the center. It's against Modi, and that's how it's going to be.
Let's move to the state of Tamil Nadu. 39 seats, A. Saravana's home state. Here, interestingly, the ADMK, BJP, PMK alliance is being given 12 seats by the Neta app, but that is significantly down. Remember, ADMK swept in 2014 when Jayalalitha was alive. The DMK Plus is being given 21 out of 39. The AMMK, which is TTV Dinakaran's party, and I want to add a caveat, Saronan, before I ask you a question. The Neta app is saying 6 seats. I don't think he will get 6 seats, or his party will get 6 seats. But nonetheless, you are at an advantage. Maybe not as the extent of the victory may not be as much as you would hope for, but certainly you are head and shoulders above the AIDMK alliance.
Yeah, Zaka, you know all about Tamil Nadu and how they vote. They vote for a decisive mandate. Every election since 2004 or prior to that, they give the edge to one party. So if we go by that calculation, the onus is on us. The disadvantage is with the BJP and the ADMK combined because they have double incumbency. People are not happy with them. And now, taking that into account, we are very, very confident that we will sweep these elections. We will win 40 out of 40 because we are seeing that much of anger on the ground. And the alliance, which has been clobbered up by the NDA, is clueless. The PMK, which has fought for example, the PMK today, a verdict has come, which has stalled the 8-lane verdict, 8-lane roadway. PMK says it is a victory for them. The government says, we will go on an appeal. What are they going to canvass? The people will see through this. And if you look at what's happening with the BJP is not uttering the word PMK and the PMK is not uttering the word BJP. This is the kind of alliance they are in. There is absolutely nothing on the ground.
You're saying it's a hastily stitched together alliance.
The Chief Minister going there.
It's a hastily stitched together alliance, and therefore it will not electorally benefit the ADMK, PMK. Vivek Reddy, a quick counter to that?
Well, I think Zaka, the AIDMK
I'm not getting you.
and BJP alliance stands to gain in Karnataka, in Tamil Nadu. It stands to gain. Its performance will be much better than is projected by the app. Of course, the app may have a limited number of recipients and responses, but on an overall scale, on a larger scale, I think this time the BJP is definitely going to make an impact individually in Tamil Nadu, one, and also with the alliance. What is important here, or perhaps what is the guiding factor, is that Modi is not a man to be missed. So Narendra Modi's groundswell support is going to translate into votes for the alliance.
In the state of Tamil Nadu.
People are worried about the corruption in DMK and the Congress alliance.
Okay.
Yes, in the state of Tamil Nadu, they are worried about the Congress alliance. Perhaps the Congress is the greater untouchable in the entire sequence.
If you look at the division, if you just look at the division, and I think it's very interesting in the state of Tamil Nadu, out of the 20 seats that the DMK is fighting, the Neta app projects them to win 17. Out of the 10 seats that the Congress is fighting, Congress is only winning 2. So Saravanan, your ally, your biggest ally in the state is actually a liability.
See, no, Zaka, I don't think it's going to happen this time. because the candidates, when we speak about, go to the specifics, the candidates chosen by the Congress are very strong. Workers and the Congress workers is all there to see, and the fiery campaign run by our leader has galvanized everybody. I am very, very confident that we are going to sweep these elections. Mark my words.
It's interesting that Saranand says, you know, the campaign is galvanized, the cadre of all parties are working for each other's candidates. The same thing is not happening in Vivek Reddy's home state of Karnataka, where despite JDS and Congress coming together, the BJP is getting 16 out of 28 seats. That's just one less than last time. The Congress and JDS are getting only 12. Despite not being in an alliance last time around, the Congress got 8 and the JDS got 2. So it's just one more than last time. So Vivek Reddy, you have a curious situation where a formidable alliance in Tamil Nadu is not working, and the same formidable alliance in Karnataka is also not working.
Yes, I think this is an important point that you make, Zaka. What we see is that ultimately the support base for Mr. Modi is on a grander scale. And even with the alliance, they have not been able to counter it. That is one thing that is decipherable. That one thing that we can interpret. The second issue is what the coalition did in Karnataka. In Karnataka, the coalition was doing street fighting every other day and fighting within themselves. This is another thing which does not inspire hope for the coalition. So the larger issue, Zaka, is as to what is happening in Karnataka, because I can see it from a close vantage point, is that the groundswell for Modi, whoever be the candidate, people say that Modi is the person we are voting, we want Modi. In fact, in the rural areas, we find 70% supporting Modi. And it could go up to 22, believe me. This bubble, what you predict as 16, can project up to 22 and hammer the alliance very badly.
Let's see, because at the height of the number wave in 2014, BJP got 17 out of 28. We'll see how that plays. I want to bring in the big picture as far as South India is concerned. In southern India, 5 states, 129 seats. This is what the Neta app is projecting. Out of 129 to the BJP alliance, to the NDA, it's 28 seats. It's down 31 from last time. The UPA will go up to 49 seats. That is up 24 from last time. And others, which are primarily YSR Congress, KCR's party, the TRS, and of course the TDP, which will have 52 seats. So out of 129 seats in southern India, a bulk of it, 50 of those seats, almost 50 of those seats are expected to go to the UPA or to the Congress-led alliance, whereas the BJP-led NDA is expected to get just 28 and others 52. Remember, this is not a region in the country which is the strong suit of the BJP or the NDA. Now let's look at the all-India figure. For the 543 seats, this is what the Neta app says. If elections were to be held today, the BJP-led NDA will get 263, which is 76 less than last time, falling short of the majority figure by 9 seats exactly. The Congress-led UPA is expected to get 139. It's still well short of majority, but it's 56 more than last time, 2014. Remember, in 2014, the UPA got beat. The Congress was down to 44 seats. The UPA was just 60 seats. But now they're projected to get up to 139. And others, 141. That is 20 seats more than last time. Who amongst these others could potentially go with the BJP and with the NDA to get them past that finishing line? Let me go back to our guests, to Dr. Sanjay Baru and to Surjit Balla. Dr. Baru, NDA well ahead, but still short of majority by about, let's say, a dozen to 2 dozen seats. Do you think this is a realistic possibility as on date today? Once again, viewers, not CNN News 18's numbers, Neta app's numbers. Dr. Baru.
Well, I mean, this is a realistic possibility in the sense that I think most opinion polls have been showing the BJP ahead of UPA, and including the recent trust survey, etc., that you have shown. I don't want to get into numbers, whether it's 260 or 240 or 230. That's the specialization of my friend Surjit Balla. So I don't want to get into numbers, but I do think that the BJP is certainly, as of now, ahead of the UPA. And has a better chance at forming the next government. But if you have a couple of minutes, I want to go back to the south. And what is curious, Zaka, we didn't talk at all about the new players in Tamil Nadu. I mean, Kamal Hassan and his party doesn't seem to have made any impact at all. And I was wondering whether our analysts from Tamil Nadu have anything to say about the impact of the new players there.
Interesting, because the Neta app is saying 0 seats to Kamal Hassan's party. Incidentally, Kamal Hassan is our newsmaker tonight, so we have that interview queued up in the latter half of this show. But Sujit Balla, in terms of the All India figures, out of 543, NDA at 263, about 9 short of 272, the magic figure. I mean, this in itself would be remarkable, because many said that, you can't get the same kind of luck that you had in 2014 again. You got 282, the BJP on its own in 2014. To contain the damage to just 263 for the alliance in itself is substantial.
Well, I would like to compare polls with polls rather than the reality which we'll know in the 23rd of May. And whether one poll is more accurate than the other. But I think the body of polls just 3 months ago, before the Mahagathbandhan started to unravel, and I want to pursue that a little bit, it was that the BJP-led NDA would get somewhere around 180 to 200 seats. And now we are getting that there's a good 60-70 seat gain for the BJP-led NDA. Just the other day, The Hindu had a story about a close election, whereas none of the numbers that we have seen come out, whether from this poll or other opinion polls, suggest that the election is going to be close at all. And the third part, and this is something that I've said and I believe in as a general possibility, regarding Kamal Hassan and what's happening in Tamil Nadu, I've been maintaining that the end of the star rule, film star rule, is here. And Tamil Nadu, of course, was their bastion. If you were a film star, you could think that you could make it. So I think if this is right, and even if he gets 3-4 seats, I think the idea that a film star, a very popular film star, could just come on board and say that he'll win is wrong. Is likely to be wrong.
All right.
Second part, and this again, second part, just let me finish on the decisive mandate business, that Tamil Nadu always goes from one election to another with a decisive mandate. I maintain that I think the results are very, very plausible. I think the chances of a decisive mandate in Tamil Nadu are also gone, maybe forever. But we don't know that. But for this election, they're definitely not. So I think
we'll see. My only disagreement with the Neta poll, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, is the 6 seats to the AMMK. I don't think that's. I don't think the AMMK is getting 6 seats, but we will see. But let's talk about the All India figure. Shama Mohammed, Vivek Reddy, and A. Saravanan. Shama Mohammed, 263. I mean, till about 2 months ago or 3 months ago, you were saying Mahagathbandhan, you were saying that NDA will fall well short, it'll find it difficult to go past 200. What's happened, Shama Mohammed, in the last 3 months that it's this 60-70 seat gain has happened?
Okay, so before I go to that, I want to talk about this Tamil Nadu. You were mentioning about the Congress. Let's not forget when Mr. Rahul Gandhi went to Tamil Nadu, he was received with a lot of love. When Mr. Modi had gone there, he had black flags and they just told him, please go back, Mr. Modi. So let's not get into that, because we know who is the popular leader when it comes to the southern India for sure, because Modi is not accepted in the south. He has completely ignored the south. Now coming to the question which you asked, I would like to go to the that's what, 2004. Now, I mentioned to you, I'm not a big fan of polls and pollsters, because the 2004 polls are in front of me. Aaj Tak, ORG Marg, 248 seats NDA. NDTV AC Nelson, 230 to 250. Star News C Voter, 263, 275. This is all to NDA. Z News, 249. And for UPA, it was 190, 150, 176. But the truth is that the UPA got 218 and the BJP 187, or the NDA. So these polls, all of them predicted an NDA win in 2004, as you all know that. And what did we see? We saw the UPA form the government. We had many more. So these polls cannot be relied on. Even in 2009, they predicted a neck-to-neck But again, UPA came out way ahead. So these, how can you say anything about these polls
polls are inherently biased.
So we have proof in 2004.
Polls always have an urban
says.
bias. Polls always have a bias towards the BJP. And Shama Mohammed is right in as much as I don't think anybody got 2004 right.
And also,
if 3 months before 2004, in the height of India shining, you said Congress is going to come
that's
back,
what I'm trying to say.
nobody would have taken you seriously.
It's the rural distress. It's the rural population which fails them, which is exactly going to happen right now.
Reddy.
The farmer crisis. The farmer crisis is going to beat them this time. Let me tell you that.
Vivek, I'm going to Vivek. Yeah.
One thing, Shama, one thing that Shama escapes Shama's notice from her analysis is that consistently all surveys from November to today, November 2018 till today, show that there is a surge in favor of BJP. I mean, all surveys can't express that surge. We were pegged at about 180.
I didn't say that.
Though we were, we had the potential to get more. And we have all surged ahead to about 263. If you look at this pattern, which is uniformly exhibited across the board, across all surveys, then definitely this surge must be right, this undercurrent must be right. The second issue is that we are still 1.5 months away from the real completion of the polls.
Yeah.
So the surge may get larger and tip us over 272. That is also there. And the third issue is till today, with the Gathbandhan at some places, without the Gathbandhan at some places, and with the war within the Gathbandhan at some places, we still find that there is no common leader available throughout pan-India.
Yeah.
So these factors, Zaka, will make the voter decisive. And will ask him,
was there
asked to give a decisive mandate in favor of one party.
Can I come in here?
No,
that is where
one
the
second,
Congress loses out.
So was there a leader in 2004?
As much as polls and pollsters are reviled. One second.
Where was the leader in 2004? I want to ask Mr. Reddy a question. Where was the leader in 2004? It was Vajpayee.
Well, fair enough.
Leader, particular
Fair
leader
enough.
Let me tell you.
Fair enough.
Let me tell you.
You
the
cannot
leader
talk about
today.
these leaders.
One second.
Much grander scale.
I'm speaking to Saravanan and Shama and Vivek. One second, excuse me, please.
Please don't pitch Rahul Gandhi as the counter, Shama.
As much as polls and pollsters are reviled, fact of the matter is that they can predict the direction. They cannot predict the extent or the degree of which way the wind is going, but certainly they can predict the direction in which the wind is going. And one thing is right, between January and April and March, certainly the NDA seems to have got its act better than the UPA. For a variety of reasons. We don't need to get into those reasons. So whether that gain is 20 seats or 50 seats or 60 seats, clearly it seems like it's the NDA. The wind is blowing in the NDA direction. We don't know the degree of the wind. And for that, you have to introspect and say that, maybe you should have stitched together a Mahagathbandhan in Uttar Pradesh. Maybe there should have been some kind of understanding in West Bengal.
Can I answer that?
One second, I'm asking Saravanan.
Can I answer that?
No, your name is not Saravanan. Let Saravanan answer it.
Zaka, you wait, madam, wait. Yeah, see, Zaka, I don't think the NDA is going to get as many seats as that has been projected in your thing, because the trend is set. The trend is against this government because the disaster of demonetization and the improper implementation of the GST and, of course, non-delivery of jobs to the youth, because you should take into account the fact that 8 crore new voters are going to vote. They have seen only this government perform. They have not seen about the earlier government. So their anger that their future is bleak is against this government. They will go and vote against this government.
They want to see the DMK loot again.
And look at the number of allies with BJP in 2014. And now look at the allies. They are with them. The regional party will decide the fate of this country in 2019. The leader pointed out by the regional satraps will rule from 2019. The days of the NDA are over. Mr. Modi can very well pack off.
Okay, Sanjay Baru, every time,
you want the nightmare of the loot.
A number is put that is uncomfortable. One second. Sanjay Baru, one second. Sanjay, every time a number is put to a political party by a pollster or an opinion poll where the number is uncomfortable to that party, they all turn around and say, what about 2004? Because in 2004, none of you all predicted that the UPA would come to power. In fact, nobody gave even half a chance to the Sonia Gandhi-led UPA at that time, and yet it happened. 40-0 happened in the state of Tamil Nadu. In Andhra Pradesh, it was 29 out of 42 under Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy. Question is, has polling itself changed as a science? Are we better off today in predicting voter behavior and which way the wind is blowing today, 15 years after that? Or is it simply impossible in a country as large as ours to predict undercurrents, if at all there is one?
No, first of all, I think, you just mentioned about Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh in 2004. That was absolutely significant to the result of 2004. Which is why, Dr. Manmohan Singh used to always tell Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy that, that he was the architect of the 2004 victory. The fact is that Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh determined the final result of 2004, which is why DMK got all those cash-rich portfolios in the UPA government. But on the whole issue of predicting outcomes, the track record has been mixed. I think one of the panelists talked about many of the opinion polls getting it wrong in 2004. That's true. The track record has been mixed. There are different ways in which people look at conversion of vote percentages into seats. And as I said, Surjit Bhalla is the expert on that. I am not the expert. I have always strayed away from this conversion of votes into seats because of the very complicated nature of first past the post system. I think what the Trust survey showed last week was far more powerful in terms of its overall result, which is to show a much higher level of trust enjoyed by Mr. Modi as compared to Rahul Gandhi. I think overall most results tend to give an impression of the direction in which we are going, but where the numbers come is very difficult to say.
All right, Surjit Bhalla, I'll give you the final word. Again, respond if you can about the 2004 conundrum. One second, Shama.
I just want to say
one second. I'll come to you. 1 second. The 2004 conundrum. How come no pollster got 2004? And congressmen and women are saying that 2019 will be like the 2004 election. There is an undercurrent of anger, whether it's on jobs or farm distress or whatever.
2 points regarding that. First, you mentioned it very correctly, as did Baru, that Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh held the key to the entire victory or the loss of the BJP-led alliance. And that's 64 seats, which suddenly went against them. Second part is that absolutely, opinion polls do go wrong. So therefore, but the question that one has to ask as a pollster, as an analyst, is what is the probability of that going wrong? And pollster, as an analyst, is what is the probability of that going wrong and of this degree? We saw the Trump election in 2016. That also went wrong. No opinion poll in terms of vote shares had predicted that in terms of the electoral vote, had predicted that Trump would win. And in terms of vote shares, all the polls had Clinton ahead. So, let's accept it. So I think what I would do as an analyst, and what I do as an analyst, is look at other data to suggest whether this thing is going to be an outlier election. Polls getting it wrong is an outlier. That is, statistical probability is small, but is greater than 0. It happens. All the additional stuff that we have, whether it is from the CSDS or the Trust survey, every poll is pointing to an improvement of BJP's chances from what happened 3 months ago, from what happened a year ago.
Will 2019 be in keeping with the polls, or will it be an outlier like 2004 and also the Trump election? Very quickly, Shama, closing comment. After that, I've got one more set of graphics to take, but closing comment quickly, Shama.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is that they talk about the Congress party breaking up with alliances. They don't have alliance partners. We have enough and more, and they have broken up with PDP, TDP, Kushwaha's party. Number two, one important point in 2004, the Samajwadi and the BSP were not our alliance partners pre-poll. So there is always opportunities of post-poll alliances. And another thing is this election is going to be fought as the same as 2004 farmer distress, which is really affecting the farmers out here, and that's what you're going to see. It's going to be the rural vote, and of
All
course
right.
it's going to be about Nyaya and unemployment.
Interesting
This is what is
you
going to
say that
happen. This is
SP
the
and
ground
BSP
reality.
were not
And
allies
all
in
these polls which
2004.
you
They're
see on
not
the
allies
TV
this time
televisions.
around as well. Could be post-poll allies. We'll see. Thank you very much, Shama Mohammed, Vivek Reddy, A. Saravanan, Sujit Balla and Sanjay Baru. I want to round off with the war of the manifestos, because today the BJP released its Sankalp Patra, and the Congress manifesto was all about Nyaya. Was the one big idea in the Congress manifesto. It seems to have captured some folks' imagination, not quite others. But what about the BJP manifesto now that it's been put out? So we put out the war of the manifestos on the Neta app, and it's very interesting how it stacks up vis-a-vis the states. Karnataka is the closest in southern India, where it's almost neck and neck between the BJP and the Congress. BJP manifesto is preferred by 49.2% of the voters in the Neta app poll, and 50.7% prefer the Congress manifesto. In Andhra Pradesh, that number gets higher. In fact, the BJP is only 40.9%, and the Congress is almost at 60%. In Telangana, again, the BJP at 43.5%, the Congress at almost 56.5%. So the Congress manifesto being preferred by a wider margin in the state of Telangana. Again, in the state of Kerala, the BJP manifesto is preferred only by 40%, a little over 40% of the voters in the Neta app poll, but almost 60% seem to prefer the Congress manifesto. Add to that the fact that Rahul Gandhi is contesting from Wayanad in Kerala. And Tamil Nadu, finally, here the divide is the maximum. Only 36% prefer the BJP manifesto, and more than 60% prefer the Congress manifesto. But as they say, the manifesto is just a document. It may or may not necessarily swing votes, but one thing is certain, that the Nyaya, which the Congress promised and has put some details in its manifesto, seems to have been a talking point. Whether or not that translates into votes, we don't know. We will know on the 23rd of May. We'll take a break here on the program. When we come back, our exclusive newsmaker interview tonight is the Makkal Needi Mayam chief, Kamal Hassan, on his journey from actor to politician, and what happens to him post the 23rd of May. That's coming up on the other side.